This video honors legendary wrestlers we've lost in recent years, celebrating their incredible contributions to the world of wrestling. We also share heartfelt news about Miro that has deeply touched fans everywhere. Join us in remembering their remarkable lives and legacies, and don't forget to subscribe to keep their inspiring stories alive. Peggy Lee Leather was a trailblazing American professional wrestler born on January 19, 1959, whose impact on women's wrestling remains deeply respected, leaving behind a powerful legacy of strength, skill, and inspiration. Starting her wrestling career in the mid-1980s, Leather quickly made a name for herself with her impressive athleticism and technical prowess. She competed in prominent wrestling promotions such as the American Wrestling Association, AWA, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE. Throughout her career, she became known not only for her fierce competitiveness, but also for her captivating in-ring presence that resonated with fans. Her dynamic wrestling style and ability to connect with the audience made her a standout performer during the 1980s and 1990s, a period when women's wrestling was fighting for greater recognition. Peggy Lee Leather's contributions extended far beyond her matches. She was a passionate advocate for women in professional wrestling, pushing for more opportunities and visibility for female athletes in a male-dominated industry. Her dedication helped pave the way for future generations of women wrestlers, inspiring many to pursue their dreams in the sport. Leather also generously shared her knowledge, serving as a mentor to up-and-coming talent, helping them develop the skills and confidence needed to succeed. After retiring from active competition, Leather continued to give back to the wrestling world by working as a trainer and promoter, nurturing new talent and supporting the growth of women's wrestling. Her passing was deeply felt throughout the wrestling community, but her legacy of empowerment, resilience, and passion for the sport will continue to inspire fans and wrestlers for years to come. Peggy Lee Leather remains a cherished figure in wrestling history. Edward George Farhat, better known as the original Sheik, was born on March 6, 1924, in Lansing, Michigan. With Lebanese roots, he crafted one of the most unforgettable and influential personas in professional wrestling history. Embracing his Middle Eastern heritage, the Sheik became a pioneering figure who helped shape the heel, or villainous, character in wrestling, captivating fans with his intense, brutal style and theatrical presence. Starting his career in the 1940s, the Sheik quickly gained a reputation for his ruthless tactics inside the ring. He was infamous for bending the rules, using foreign objects, and employing vicious, often bloody moves that left opponents battered. His signature submission hold, the camel clutch, became a hallmark of his in-ring arsenal and inspired many future wrestlers. He was a dominant force in the Detroit wrestling scene and held numerous championships, including the prestigious NWA World Heavyweight Championship. What made the Sheik truly stand out was his ability to blend fierce competition with dramatic storytelling, making wrestling as much about entertainment as athleticism. His intense rivalries with legends like Bruno Sammartino and Dick the Bruiser drew massive crowds and helped elevate wrestling's popularity during the mid-20th century. Through his captivating persona and innovative style, the Sheik left a lasting impact on the sport's evolution. After retiring from active competition in the late 1980s, the Sheik remained deeply involved in wrestling as a promoter and trainer. He helped nurture the next generation of wrestlers, passing on his knowledge and passion. Today, Edward Farhat's legacy endures as a trailblazer who transformed professional wrestling, combining fierce athleticism with larger-than-life theatricality, forever influencing the world of sports entertainment. Louie Spicolli was born on February 10, 1971, in Los Angeles, California. He emerged as a charismatic and versatile professional wrestler during the 1990s, making a lasting impression with his blend of comedic timing and in-ring skill. Over a relatively brief but impactful career, Spicolli competed across various wrestling promotions, most notably World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. Spicolli's journey began in the late 1980s in smaller regional promotions, where he honed his craft and developed his unique ability to engage the audience. Known for his affable personality and knack for comedy, he often portrayed characters that emphasized his natural charm, making him a fan favorite. His ability to connect with the crowd allowed him to stand out even amid the intense competition of larger wrestling federations. In WCW, Spicolli gained significant recognition when he became involved with the legendary New World Order NWO faction. This association helped showcase his talents on a bigger stage, allowing him to participate in notable storylines and matches that remain memorable among wrestling fans. His time with the NWO highlighted both his technical wrestling ability and his flair for entertaining character work. Spicolli also made appearances in the WWF, where he faced off against some of the industry's biggest names, further cementing his reputation as a versatile and dependable performer. Though his career was still on the rise, his promising trajectory was tragically cut short, leaving behind a legacy marked by talent, charisma, and unrealized potential. His contributions to professional wrestling and the distinct personality he brought to the ring continue to be remembered fondly by fans and peers alike. Despite his brief career, Louie Spicolli's impact on the wrestling world endures as a testament to his skill and spirit. The Junkyard Dog, born Sylvester Ritter on December 13, 1952, was a beloved professional wrestler who left an unforgettable mark on the industry before his tragic at age 45. Rising to prominence in the 1980s, he became a key figure in the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and later in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, earning widespread admiration for his vibrant personality and electrifying ring presence. Junkyard Dog's character was that of a fun-loving, larger-than-life entertainer who connected deeply with fans through his trademark catchphrases, energetic dance moves, and signature look. His dog collar and chain became iconic symbols of his persona, embodying both toughness and charisma. Despite his size, JYD showcased impressive athleticism, highlighted by his powerful body slams and his famous JYD headbutt, a move that thrilled audiences and underscored his in-ring prowess. Throughout his career, Junkyard Dog captured several championships, including the NWA World Television Championship and the WWF Tag Team Championship, establishing himself as a top competitor. More importantly, he was a trailblazer for African-American wrestlers during a time when opportunities were limited in the wrestling world. His success and popularity helped open doors for future generations, inspiring many aspiring wrestlers of color. Beyond wrestling, JYD also expanded his reach into television and film, further cementing his status as a cultural icon. His charismatic presence transcended the squared circle, making him a beloved figure in popular culture. Tragically, Junkyard Dog's life was cut short by a car accident in 1998, but his legacy as a groundbreaking performer and fan favorite endures. Remembered for his infectious spirit and barrier-breaking career, Sylvester Ritter remains an enduring symbol of heart and hustle in professional wrestling history. Starman, born on November 16, 1974, was a beloved professional wrestler whose vibrant career made a lasting impression on fans and peers alike. Known for his colorful persona and dazzling high-flying wrestling style, he quickly became a fan favorite during the prime years of his career. Sadly, Starman leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire. Throughout his time in the ring, Starman competed in numerous wrestling promotions where he showcased remarkable athleticism and an undeniable charisma. His unique ring attire, brightly colored and decorated with star motifs, made him instantly recognizable and especially popular among younger audiences. Fans admired his signature aerial moves, which combined agility and flair, making every match an exciting spectacle. But Starman's influence extended far beyond his in-ring performances. He was deeply committed to the wrestling community, often participating in charity events and making appearances at smaller wrestling shows. Through these efforts, he inspired many aspiring wrestlers, offering encouragement and support to the next generation. His positive attitude and genuine passion for the sport earned him a reputation not just as a skilled athlete, but as a role model and a true ambassador for professional wrestling. The news of Starman's untimely shocked the wrestling world, sparking heartfelt tributes from fans, colleagues, and friends. They celebrated his incredible talent, his dedication to entertaining others, and the kindness he showed both inside and outside the ring. Though he is no longer with us, Starman's spirit endures in the memories of those he touched. His legacy of passion, joy, and athletic excellence, will always be remembered as a shining star in the history of wrestling. Curt Hennig, famously known as Mr. Perfect, was born on March 28, 1958, in Robbinsdale, Minnesota. Wrestling ran in his blood. He was the son of Larry the Axe Hennig, a respected wrestler of his era. Curt made his own mark starting in 1980, quickly gaining a reputation for his technical skill, charisma, and smooth in-ring style. His rise to prominence came during the 1980s, especially in WWE, then WWF, where he embodied the character of Mr. Perfect. This persona was built around being flawless in everything he did, boasting that he could excel at every sport and activity. His perfect in-ring performances lived up to that image, making him one of the company's standout stars. During his career, Hennig captured multiple titles, including the prestigious WWF Intercontinental Championship, and was regularly featured in high-profile matches. Behind the scenes, however, Hennig struggled with personal demons. The demands of wrestling's grueling schedule, combined with battles against substance abuse, took a toll on both his health and career. Injuries were a recurring obstacle, often forcing him to step away from the spotlight. But whenever he returned, he showed the same intensity and skill that made him a fan favorite. Tragically, the cause was determined to be combined drug intoxication, including painkillers and steroids. His was a significant loss for the wrestling world, which deeply mourned the passing of one of its most talented and respected performers. His legacy endures through his memorable matches, his influence on future wrestlers, and the lasting respect of fans and peers alike. Curt Hennig remains an iconic figure, remembered not only for his skill, but also for his dedication to the sport he loved. Chris Youngblood, born Christopher Youngblood on June 5, 1961, is a retired professional wrestler celebrated for his dynamic and high-flying wrestling style during the 1980s and early 1990s. Emerging in the mid-1980s, he quickly became known for blending technical wrestling skills with acrobatic maneuvers, making him a memorable performer in the ring. Chris gained much of his fame through his work in promotions like World Class Championship Wrestling, WCCW, and the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA. He was particularly renowned for his tag team performances, often teaming up with his brother Mark Youngblood. Together, they formed a charismatic and athletic duo, thrilling fans with their chemistry and exciting matches. Their teamwork earned them multiple championship opportunities and helped establish them as a popular tag team of the era. Throughout his career, Youngblood was involved in several notable rivalries against some of the biggest names in wrestling at the time. His in-ring style, combined with his engaging personality, made his matches entertaining and kept audiences invested. Beyond the major promotions, Chris also worked in various independent circuits, where he continued to showcase his skills and passion for wrestling even after his prime years. Though he may not have reached the household name status of some contemporaries, Chris Youngblood made a lasting impression on both fans and fellow wrestlers. After hanging up his boots, he remained active in the wrestling world, taking on roles that allowed him to mentor and guide younger talent. Through his dedication to teaching and his ongoing involvement behind the scenes, Chris Youngblood's legacy in professional wrestling continues to live on. Miroslav Petrov Barnyashev, better known to wrestling fans worldwide simply as Miro, and for a long time as Rusev, has forged a career defined by reinvention, resilience, and a deep struggle to command respect in a constantly shifting wrestling landscape. His journey is a tale of raw power, undeniable charisma, controversy, and a fierce determination to prove his worth as one of professional wrestling's most compelling heavyweights. Early life and athletic beginnings in Bulgaria. Born on December 25, 1985, in the historic city of Plovdiv, Bulgaria, Miroslav's story begins far from the bright lights of WWE arenas. Bulgaria, a country with a rich wrestling tradition but limited global exposure, shaped the early years of Barnyashev's athletic dreams. Standing 1.83 meters tall, approximately 6 feet, and packing a muscular frame weighing around 138 kilograms, about 304 pounds, Miroslav was an imposing figure even before stepping into a wrestling ring. Before wrestling, Miroslav was a decorated athlete in the sport of powerlifting, boasting national and European championships. His transition from powerlifting to professional wrestling was fueled by an ambition to conquer a global stage, a dream that would require him to leave behind his homeland and carve out a new path in the United States. Breaking into professional wrestling. The FCW years, Miroslav's arrival in the U.S., marked the beginning of a grueling and determined climb up wrestling's ladder. He trained under some of the industry's respected veterans, including Gangrel and Rikishi, who helped mold his in-ring skills and character work. Around 2010, Miroslav entered Florida Championship Wrestling, FCW, WWE's developmental territory at the time, where he first began developing the persona that would eventually become Rusev. His early years were marked by intense physical conditioning, technical skill development, and learning how to navigate the often politically charged backstage environment of WWE's developmental system. Despite initial challenges, Miroslav's physical presence and work ethic set him apart, and he soon earned a promotion to WWE's main roster. The rise of Rusev, WWE's Bulgarian Brute. In 2014, Miroslav debuted on WWE's main roster under the ring name Rusev. From the outset, Rusev was booked as an unstoppable powerhouse, a relentless force dubbed the Bulgarian Brute. His character was painted as a fierce foreign heel, with his entrance often marked by Russian flags and an intense, no-nonsense demeanor. Accompanied by his real-life wife, CJ Perry, known on screen as Lana, Rusev's persona embraced a strong nationalistic angle designed to generate heat from American audiences. Rusev quickly established himself as a dominant competitor, demolishing opponents with his signature moves like the Accolade, a brutal submission hold that showcased his immense strength and technical skill. This period solidified Rusev as one of WWE's most dangerous mid-card threats. United States Champion and WrestleMania Spotlight. In 2015, Rusev's star shone even brighter when he captured the United States Championship by defeating Sheamus. His title reign was marked by dominant performances and memorable feuds, most notably with John Cena, WWE's biggest star. The rivalry culminated in a high-profile match at WrestleMania 31, WWE's flagship annual event, where Rusev showcased his toughness despite ultimately losing the title to Cena. The match elevated Rusev's status as a credible, main-event caliber wrestler and further ingrained him in the minds of fans as a wrestler with immense potential. But despite the promising start, WWE's creative team struggled to sustain the momentum. The Rusev Day phenomenon. A fan-driven rebirth. In a remarkable twist, fans organically created the Rusev Day movement in 2017, an unofficial fan chant celebrating Rusev as a sort of cult hero. Alongside partner Aiden English, Rusev Day became a viral sensation, with audiences chanting the phrase even during moments when Rusev wasn't on screen. The phenomenon demonstrated Rusev's genuine connection with fans, particularly due to his entertaining charisma and underdog appeal. Yet paradoxically, WWE creative often relegated Rusev Day to secondary storylines or brief appearances, failing to capitalize fully on the grassroots popularity. This disconnect frustrated many fans who believed WWE was mishandling one of its most engaging characters. Behind the scenes, frustrations and controversies. By late 2019, rumors began to surface about Rusev's growing dissatisfaction backstage. According to various reports, Rusev was frustrated by WWE's inconsistent booking, which saw him oscillate between dominant powerhouse and comic relief roles without a clear long-term direction. The situation worsened with a highly controversial storyline involving Rusev, Lana, and Bobby Lashley, where Lana was portrayed as Lashley's on-screen girlfriend, and Rusev was cast as the cuckolded husband. This angle drew widespread criticism from fans and wrestlers alike for being distasteful and undermining Rusev's dignity as a serious competitor. Backstage, Rusev reportedly expressed his concerns about his character's direction to WWE management multiple times. His outspoken nature allegedly put him at odds with some executives, especially when combined with stalled contract negotiations. Rusev reportedly sought a better financial deal and assurances regarding his creative trajectory, demands WWE was unwilling or unable to meet. WWE release amid the COVID-19 pandemic. In April 2020, as the COVID-19 pandemic shuttered live events and strained company budgets, WWE announced a wave of talent releases. Among the unexpected names was Rusev. Fans and commentators were shocked, believing that despite his recent struggles, Rusev remained a valuable and popular asset. The release was met with outrage among wrestling fans worldwide, many viewing it as a miscarriage of justice that reflected WWE's history of mismanaging its talent. Reinvention in AEW, from comedy to the Redeemer. After months of speculation, Miroslav resurfaced in All Elite Wrestling, AEW, in September 2020. His initial introduction, however, was underwhelming to many fans, as the best man in a comedic wedding storyline involving Kip Sabian. The role was a stark departure from his previous dominant persona, prompting criticism that AEW was not maximizing his potential. Yet Miroslav's true reinvention began soon after. Shedding the comedic gimmick, he returned as the Redeemer, a dark, ruthless character who branded himself as God's favorite champion. This iteration of Miro was violent, intense, and commanding, with promos that radiated passion and menace. Miro's new persona quickly re-established him as a dominant force. He captured the AEW TNT Championship by defeating Darby Allin in a hard-fought match, proving he could still headline and carry the mantle of a major title holder. Feuds and highlights in AEW. During his AEW run from 2020 to 2025, Miro engaged in memorable battles with some of the promotion's biggest stars, including Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara, and Bryan Danielson. These feuds were often praised for their intensity and showcased Miro's improved in-ring storytelling and promo skills. Despite his successes, whispers of frustration emerged. Sources suggested Miro felt underutilized in AEW's creative landscape, citing inconsistent booking and a perceived lack of long-term plans for his character once he lost the TNT title. This led to speculation that Miro was contemplating his next career move, the 2025 return to WWE, a new chapter. In a stunning twist that surprised many wrestling observers, Miro returned to WWE on the Raw episode following WrestleMania 41 in 2025. Gone was the comedic, sometimes underused Rusev character of the past. In his place stood a battle-hardened, merciless Miro, a synthesis of his WWE and AEW personas, blending power, menace, and a renewed sense of purpose. Fans erupted in excitement as Miro dominated a top heel in his return match, signaling WWE's intent to give him a serious push. The commentators referred to him simply as Miro, dropping the old Rusev name, a symbolic gesture indicating WWE's willingness to allow him to carry the momentum from his AEW run. Immediate impact and feuds. Miro's early return saw him thrust into the thick of WWE's main event scene, engaging in high-profile feuds with names like Drew McIntyre and Gunther. His physical dominance and improved mic skills quickly made him a dangerous contender for WWE's top championships. The crowd's reaction was overwhelmingly positive, with many fans believing that WWE was finally positioning Miro as the dominant world champion he always had the potential to be. Current challenges and rumors in WWE 2025. However, the path has not been entirely smooth. Behind the scenes, rumors suggest Miro faces the same frustrations he battled during his first WWE run. Sources close to WWE creative claim Miro has been vocal about protecting the seriousness of his character, resisting any attempts to drag him into comedic or low-card storylines that once hindered his momentum. Tension reportedly escalated when WWE creative proposed pairing Miro with a zany manager character, a concept he rejected outright. This refusal highlights Miro's commitment to maintaining the gravitas of his persona, a stance that has sometimes clashed with WWE's often unpredictable creative direction. Title plans and contract negotiations. More speculation arose regarding plans for Miro's future in WWE. Initially, Miro was slated to win a major championship in mid-2025, but sources indicate those plans were quietly scrapped in favor of pushing a newer, younger talent. This development reportedly blindsided Miro and reignited whispers about potential dissatisfaction with WWE's booking. Adding to the complexity are contract negotiations. Miro's current deal reportedly expires in 2027, but talks about extensions are already tense. Reports suggest Miro is reluctant to commit long-term without guarantees of a serious, meaningful role in WWE's main event scene. Outside interest in future prospects, complicating WWE's efforts to keep Miro happy, are rumors of interest from international wrestling promotions, including top companies in Japan, long considered a destination for serious wrestling talent seeking creative freedom and respect, and a possible return to AEW, where Tony Khan has allegedly left the door open. Fans and insiders alike are left wondering, will Miro's loyalty remain with WWE, or will he seek greener pastures elsewhere? Conclusion: a fighter for legacy and respect. Miroslav Barnyashev's wrestling journey is more than just a chronicle of matches and titles. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of a performer who refuses to be sidelined or forgotten. From the raw power of Rusev, the Bulgarian brute who bulldozed through opponents in WWE, to the dark and merciless Redeemer who ruled AEW's TNT Championship, to his current incarnation as a serious contender back in WWE, Miro embodies resilience. His career has been a roller coaster of stunning highs and frustrating lows, shaped by a relentless desire to be recognized as a credible, dominant world champion. Yet as his story continues to unfold, Miro faces the age-old wrestling challenge, balancing creative vision, backstage politics, and the ever-changing demands of a global entertainment industry. What remains clear is that Miro refuses to be ignored. Whether called the Bulgarian Brute, the Redeemer, or simply Miro, he continues to fight, not just for victory inside the squared circle, but for the legacy he knows he deserves.